Let's get right into it, guys. Let's bring out our first guest. He's not as valuable to Fox as Cletus, but he does have 4 Super Bowl rings. Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Bradshaw. What?
I don't like 2 ISBs.
Oh, I thought you said I hate you. I was like,
No.
Okay.
I would never say that.
So you might not know this, but you've had a huge impact on my broadcasting career, or put that in air quotes, because you came on Crowd Goes Wild, the now canceled show from when Fox launched, Fox Sports 1, and you had gum in your mouth when you were walking out to set. Someone said, Mr. Bradshaw, maybe get rid of the gum, and you stuck it on backstage, and so then someone put a label on it that said Terry Bradshaw's gum, and I would rub it every time before I went out for good luck.
For good luck?
Yeah, I mean, it was dry by then.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, and then when we got canceled, somebody scraped it off and framed it for me, and so now I have it on set back in New York.
Do you really?
Yeah. Is that
Bring it back. I probably didn't get all the sugar out of it.
I know.
Kind of warm it back up
I'll bring
for
it
you.
back to you, and we can chew it back up. We were at dinner the other night. That's a name drop of a man next to me. We had dinner. It was about 75
My
other
wife
people
is
there.
here, by the way.
There were 75 other people there.
That little blonde over there.
Hi. We had this interesting conversation that I really wanted you to talk about here. You were talking about how you think sometimes when people talk about football on TV, they talk over the heads of fans.
Exactly.
Yeah, tell them a little bit about...
Well, what happens, especially I think with young broadcasters, is that they come on and they forget they're talking to the viewer. Okay, this is our TV audience.
Yeah.
And we have our cameras there, and so they talk to the owners, the general managers, the players, and they forget that the reason they're up here, Greg knows this better than anybody, is that you're more than qualified to be here. Your performance as a player has given you an opportunity, whether or not you make, but you do get opportunities based on how well you play in the NFL. And then you'll keep that going if you can learn to talk to the audience as if you're talking to one of your friends and explaining things, not in a complicated manner, but in just a really common sense, not talk down, not talk over, talk to. And if you do that, the chances are you're going to have a successful career, because people then relate that, because the lens doesn't lie. It will capture your genuineness through the lens. Yeah. And it can tell if you're BSing and trying to be real smart. And guys that are trying to be real smart, you want to get rid of those guys. You've got to be able to talk to your audience and treat them as human beings and not talk over them, but talk to them.
Yeah, we were having a conversation where you were like, I don't think there's a lot of terms you use that you think the audience doesn't know. Like, you're like, when I say, like, cover 2, you're like, do you even know? Like, do you guys know? When you hear that, are you like, yay? Or are you like, I don't know?
Well, I think that's most men in here.
And women,
watching,
Terry.
No.
And women.
Let me finish before you criticize. Most men all come up to you and say, I used to play a little ball. Yeah, you got my knee, got my ankle, got my foot, got my leg, got whatever. For whatever reason, that makes them feel like now we got something we can talk about, can share together. When in fact, when you say cover 2, and it's a habit you can get into. When I do highlights at Fox, I never say cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, cover 1. I may say blitz, and then I'll define the route that's being run and describe it to the viewer so they can see it. Here's how it happens. And hot zone. Everybody's in the hot zone. Hell, half these people don't know what hot zone is. And what it is...
That was my nickname in high school.
Yeah, hot zone. Oh my God. Oh, that's right. You're the funny one. I forgot about that. There you go. Yeah. But you talk like that gentleman sitting right there is like, yeah, man, hot zone cover 2. And really and truthfully, you do talk, I think, more to women. Women do know football. And I do think you talk more to women than you say. I don't say hot zone on television. I say inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah.
Or Howie will say something, he'll get real technical, And I'll ask Howie because even sometimes I'm a little lost on it. And I will say it to Howie on the air. Hey, Howie, when you say two gap, what is that what is two gap?
Yeah.
And then
if I said that,
clarifies
it like an idiot.
And Greg, so people, oh man, and they actually have just learned something. Two gap, inside, outside.
Yeah. Oh, it's not Michael Strahan's team.
Oh, hey, touchdown! Touchdown! Hey, trust me. This is not set up question. The woman is just brilliant.
One of the reasons we love you is because you do that. You help break it down in a way that people can understand. Another reason we love you is because you're a winner.
Winner.
You won a lot.
Yeah.
Won a lot.
A couple times.
Let's. Here's a hot take question for you. Better dynasty, your Steelers or Brady's Pats?
Oh. Okay. Now what's happening here is I'm going to be forced to take my Steelers because I've got a whole group of 53 men that we fought together for all those years. And you tell any one of those guys, and we're all in our 60s, that we can't beat this bunch.
Right.
And they'll choke me. Joe Green, I see Joe Green enough to know. So I don't take a back seat to Montana's bunch, Elway's bunch, Brady's bunch. We can take all these boys now.
See what you did there?
Yeah.
Brady's bunch.
Oh, Brady's bunch. Oh.
He doesn't even realize how
I didn't realize.
You don't even know.
I am so quick-witted.
You're so funny.
quick-witted.
Yeah, but you're undefeated. You've never lost the Super Bowl.
That's true.
You've only lost like 8 jobs to Strahan. Other than that, you've never lost anything.
That's true. That's funny too.
No, everybody loses jobs to Strahan.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it happens. Happened to Regis. Happens to anybody.
So she mentioned it 4-0 in the Super Bowls. When people look at like the all-time great quarterbacks, your resume matches up favorably to almost anybody. But all week we're hearing, who's the greatest quarterback ever? Is it Brady or is it Montana?
Right.
Some people say it. Does it bother you at all that people are like, oh yeah, and Terry Bradshaw, he's got 4 Super Bowls, he's a Hall of Famer. Does it bother you at all that your name it's not like, hey, is Brady trying to pass Terry Bradshaw? Like you don't seem to be there in the conversation.
Well, it used to, but fans, writers, we're so in today's football or the last 20 years, 25 years, when the game has changed to become such a passing football game, we're all locked in with social media and all this stuff, and we're all about basically from the Montana era on. Every record Montana broke in the Super Bowl, those were my records, most of them. I still own some records that nobody's touched, but I had a reputation of, I didn't throw for a lot of yardage. I had 212 touchdown passes, 210 interceptions, not real remarkable. I think my what do you call that, QBR? My QBR is like 72, horrible. My completion percentage for the career was 52%. And nowadays, if you're not 70%, you're pretty much going to get cut.
Stop doing this. You're an amazing quarterback.
You put all of that together.
Right.
When I understood it, it didn't bother me because really, I'll sit up here with Tom and Joe and Peyton, Eli, and any of them, and let's just roll the rings on the table, and I make a
Damn right.
Mine make a lot of noise. So I don't take a back seat to any of these guys.
No, you
at
don't.
all. Why should I?
And no, you don't. And you were saying before, you think quarterbacks are overrated now.
No, I don't think that they're overrated.
Okay, sorry, I put a hot take in his mouth. Let him
just put a hot take in my mouth. That is not what I said. But it's great that I have this luxury to even ask you this question because you were talking about just talking over the head of fans and viewers. Do you think quarterbacks get too much credit? And here's my angle. No, well, give me a second. When there's a missed assignment or a missed ME, which for those of you who don't
Way to talk over our heads, Craig.
No, I'm going to explain it. I just got coached. ME is a mental error. It tends to always go to the guy who has less experience if the quarterback is the guy. Like, for instance, in the Super Bowl, if one of the wide receivers or Tom Brady, they're off, they don't run the route, or he throws it over their head, it's typically going to go to the side of Well, Edelman wasn't on the same page as Brady.
Hogan screwed up.
Exactly. That's my question now to you. Do quarterbacks get too much credit because they make mental errors and mental mistakes?
You know, the most important job is the quarterback job. You cannot run the offenses today without a great quarterback. That's why everybody in the world is trying to find the next great Tom Brady, the next Aaron Rodgers. You know, they're trying to find these phenomenal quarterbacks, and you stumble on them. Greg, you've stumbled on Dak Prescott in Dallas. That's a fourth rounder. Dallas didn't want this kid. They were dying for Lynch in Memphis.
Right.
That's the guy they wanted. They did everything to get him. They couldn't. Finally, well, we'll take Prescott. He was the MVP in the Senior Bowl, and lo and behold, look, he's look how wonderful he's turned out. Montana, fourth round pick. Brady, sixth round pick. He wasn't even the first pick in the sixth round. He's 199. So I say, when you have a great quarterback, my answer to you would be, he is not the one making the mistake. A great quarterback. I don't think it's him at all.
Really?
Guys read it. Receivers run routes. They run read routes where they read, they're crossing. There's somebody, they sit it down at zone. Or if they picked up this man, they keep it going. It's so much. You and I have got to be on the same page.
Absolutely.
You and I got to, blitz has come and you don't see the blitz and I see and I throw a pick and I got to go to the sideline. I'm not going to say anything to you because that's not my job. My job, I'm never going to say anything to you. I never will ever criticize a player.
So I got one for you really quick.
What?
I'm a rookie. I'm playing with Hall of Famer Brett Favre.
Right.
Best texter in the world.
We're in the huddle. We're in the huddle. We're in the huddle.
Give it a sec. Give it a second.
We're in the huddle, and he says, it's all go special. He tells me, Greg, lock your route, just run past him. He tells me it's in the huddle.
Right.
It's Thursday night football where it's a close game. We're playing the Vikings. Snap the ball. He throws the hitch instead of the go. And I'm rolling.
You're rolling.
I'm rolling. Every comment, all I'm thinking when I'm running back to the side.
Route.
Now it's a pick six.
Oh no!
All I'm knowing and all I'm believing is everybody thinks it's my fault.
Yeah.
My quarterback tells me to go. I do what my quarterback tells me to do.
Yeah.
But because he's Brett Favre and I'm a rookie, it's my fault.
He apologized to you?
And he didn't say anything.
No.
He didn't say anything.
What about after the game?
After the game in the meeting, he let it be known because you know how coaches are going to jump on a rookie. Greg, what were you thinking? And Brett said, that was my fault. I told him to go. But I'm like, thank you now, but
you know what? In my 12 years, I never criticized a player ever. Ever. Not
That's
one
impressive.
time. I never yelled at a player. Ever. And the only time I ever raised my voice to one player was on Monday night against Dallas, and Mike Webster saw the game clock going down, and he didn't think I could see it. I'm killing the clock. Tried to run out, and we got the game won. He jumped up and called timeout.
No.
And that's the only time I said, what the hell are you doing? I saw that. I didn't think you saw it. I didn't think you saw it. And that was the only time. That was the only time ever. Because I made more mistakes than anybody. So I went about to it. I take it. And I found out that the more I take on myself in defense of our football team, that the more that they cared and loved me.
Absolutely.
And I always took the high road and took it because I felt like I could. And plus, my first 5 years in the league were so bad. I'm so stupid, he's dumb. Well, they expect these mistakes. And so by then you got used to it. And I saw no sense in guys already feeling bad.
Yeah.
Why are you going to get on his case
You're
anymore?
just like that on the broadcast team, too. That's why you're so good. You guys are a team.
We
you help
are.
each other out. You lift each other
These are
up.
bad chairs, by the way.
Yeah, it's rolling away. It's also
I'm sliding
a million
out.
degrees in the studio, so. Terry.
Well, you got some hot wind here.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Oh, that's you're supposed to say that. Come on.
That's my job, the hot wind.
Terry, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks.
Good luck with everything this weekend.
Thank
I
you so
figured
much.
because your gum is my good luck, in case you wanted for this
here.
weekend, I just was, for you.
You're going to do it for me.
Yeah. You just take that with you, okay?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you keep that with you.
Okay, good.
Terry